Okay, let's do this all over again because I just started filming my video. I was 5 minutes into my video and I realized that I forgot to turn off my air conditioner, which means that you will hear a lot of the My name is Scarlett, welcome back or welcome to my channel. I hope you're having a splendid day today, and if you're not, hopefully this video will cheer you up a little bit. So a couple of weeks ago I went on my Instagram stories and I posted a poll. I asked my followers if they are interested in watching an English voiceover video of a book haul, even though my English is not necessarily perfect. Most of them said, yeah, let's give it to us. So I edited my voiceover video, and then I never got around to finish it because every time I tried to edit it, I hated my voice. Here we are, speaking in English, doing an English book haul. Disclaimer, I've actually completely forgotten what I talked about in the video that I filmed but never published, so we're not going to be covering any of those books. We're just going to be covering the books that I've bought, the English books that I bought from April to June, essentially. So this time we only have a couple of new books. Most of these are actually from a thrift store, so only these two are new. Before we actually start, please remember to comment anything you want to comment about, or maybe you can just tell me what books you've been reading, and like this video, and most importantly, subscribe to my channel, especially if you speak Cantonese. I post mainly Cantonese content. Remember to turn on the notification bell so you know whenever I upload new video. The first book that I want to talk about today is this one. This is The Tales of Beetle the Bard by J.K. Rowling. Now, I saw this book in a market and there's this counter of thrift books and I was like, this is meant to be. I've been searching for this for so long because it came out and I didn't get it at first. I still don't have the full collection of Harry Potter anyway, so when it first came out I didn't think to get it, and then they just stopped publishing this. They stopped publishing this version, which is, I believe, the same one as the one that Hermione got in the movie, and they started publishing these really childish covers and I hated them, so I never got around to buy this book. But you know how it is, the more impossible it is to buy something, the more you want it. I'm gonna cherish it. I'm gonna put it into a plastic bag. And then the second one, I also got it from the thrift bookstore, the same one that I got the Harry Potter one. This is the Stephen King one. This is Insomnia. I have always wanted to read Insomnia. I think I read a couple of pages in another book. I know it's very popular in America or in other places. I think when it comes to Stephen King books, there are probably 3 to 4 tiers. Tier 1 are the most popular ones, like the ones that got made into films or TV programs, like Under the Dome, like Dark Towers, Misery, my favorite, Misery, Shining, It. They are really good classics, really amazing, very well written. Tier 2 are those that are still good, but not necessarily scary or horror, more like thrillers. Kind of talks about more serious or biblical topics like the Green Mile, or the Salem's Lot, or Pet Cemetery. I feel like not a lot of people realize that it's from Stephen King. And then tier 3, in my opinion, is the ones that are more popular locally in America, and they also covers very interesting, very innovative topics, but at times you do look at the book and you think, what the fuck are you thinking about, Stephen King? Why are you writing this? For example, Insomnia is one of those, and then one of my favorite is To the Bones. One of my least favorite, Cujo. I don't know what the fuck is going on in Cujo. And then Christine is also one of my least favorite. It's a very innovative topic, but I don't understand how is it scary. I just can't understand. Cujo and Christine, I literally head empty, no thoughts. So just reading the introduction to Insomnia, I'd always felt that it falls under my tiering of Stephen King, which is tier 3. The what the fuck are you thinking about, which could potentially still be well written. Yeah, I'm very excited to reading this, but it is a big book. How many pages? It's gotta be like 800, right? 758 pages, so it's still better than It or The Stand. Do you know how long is The Stand? 1,300 pages. The third one is Eat, Pray, Love. I think I have read this in university, because one of my friends owned this. I think I've read like a couple of pages of it, and I had a very strong bias against books that talks about self-realization. I think I hated it before I even started to read it, but this was also found in the thrifted bookstore, and it was like 20 Hong Kong dollars, which was just about £2. This is also from the same thrifted bookstore. I think most of these are from the same thrifted bookstore. This is Bridget Jones's Diary by Helen Fielding. I think this is the first one. Yeah. Fun fact, in my teenage years, I hated anything that has anything to do with love triangle or, you know, struggle to find love, that kind of thing. I hated love stories. I hated romance. Whatever kind of romance, I hated it. I didn't want to seem like I was just like the other girls, so I hated romance. And now I hate romance for other reasons. Bridget Jones's Diary was essentially the only romance I would read because, one, it's written in a diary form, so it's kind of interesting to see that kind of a dynamic. And two, because the movie had Colin Firth in it. Have you seen him in The King's Man? Oh my god. So I've read those books, but I got them from the library and I never actually owned a physical copy. I think I have Bridget Jones's Baby when I was in university, but I hated that one. And the last one I got from the thrift bookstore is a very big book. And by that I mean literally big. It's about 400 pages including the appendix. It's actually shorter than I expected it to be. Maybe it's because it's a hardback, so it feels very heavy. Fourth Part of the World, the epic story of history's greatest map in the medieval time when the Western world, mainly Germany, was trying to make a map of the world, and this book explores the history and the story behind it. So this is a non-fiction, but I think this is going to be very interesting. Okay, the last two books are brand new. Justice, What's the Right Thing to Do? A non-fiction book exploring the examples of the justice systems, the philosophy behind justice, what's right and what's wrong, how do you balance morals with laws, that kind of thing. I have read about half of it, and the first half, amazing. I'm now going into the second half. Yeah, it's starting to become a little bit boring and a little bit of more too theoretical. You're telling me stuff that we all already know and not answering the questions that you're trying to raise, basically. Find a book that I want to talk about today. The cover is stunning. So it's a fiction based on a true story. It basically tells the story of a little girl trying to manage a small collection of books within the concentration camp. This is a fictionalized version of the real life story. The reason why this book caught my attention is because I know that there is another book called The Tattooist of Something, and that seemed to be a very well received book, but like I said before, I'm not really a fan of romance. I still like the concept, you know. I find the concept of people struggling to keep themselves afloat even in the darkest situation, that is very inspiring, and I think that is very motivating, very empowering. I like the concept. I just don't like a romanticized version of it. So that's all of the books that I've bought from April to June. And this is the video of me speaking in English as promised on my Instagram. By the way, my Instagram handle is Key to Your Doors. No space caps, no nothing, just Key to Your Doors, all squished into one word. If you are interested in seeing, you know, more detailed book reviews or more pictures of my books or whatever, you can go follow me on Instagram. I'll also link it down in the description box below. Before we actually end this video, once again, I want to remind you to remember to comment, like, and subscribe to my channel, and also turn on the notification bell so whenever I upload a new video, you will have, well, a notification. The sky is completely dark. Well, not completely dark, but it's turning into this purplish, pinkish hue, like this dusk feeling great, beautiful sky thing. This is actually the end of today's video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.